This podcast is part of the Pull Up a Chair podcast network. Let's build community through connection, conversation, and collaboration.
I never wanna get used to the sound you whispering in my ear.
Cringe With Me brings you all the best cringy, funny, and relatable content you could ask for. From the best of Reddit to the most outrageous advice columns, Ryan and V have a grand story to tell you. Check us out every Wednesday, your favorite podcast directory, and by the end, you'll cringe with me.
So to 88 listener who is tuning in and confused on where Kat is, let me introduce you to my new co-host, Ryan!
Hi, that's me.
So the Kat and V show, we are down a cat, so we are renamed Cringe With Me. Because honestly, that's what this podcast has always and will always be about. Just absolute, non-stop, world-stopping cringe. With a friend!
I'm very excited to discover how much of what I believe is cringe and how much cringy things I accept on a normal daily basis.
Well, you're very cringe, so it's fine.
All right, the dig start early.
We're friends. This is what we do. Are you saying I should be nice or do you want to air?
No, I'm saying you should be you.
Okay.
I mean, you named the podcast, not me.
Okay, well, let's start out with our first thing. This is an Ask Amy article. All right, so it's titled, Partners Online Gaming Leads to Much More.
I already love where this is going.
And then as any, asking article, this one's done by Amy Dickinson. So it starts out, Dear Amy, my significant other of 20 years has what I consider an emotional affair with a girl he met online a couple of months ago, playing an online space game. He swears it's nothing and I'm blowing things out of proportion and she's just a quote-unquote friend. I happened to use his phone as a flashlight one night recently, and it was left open, revealing a quote-unquote chat session between them. Ryan's face is already cringing, which is...
I'm like, of course you picked up his phone to use as a flashlight in your modern home where you don't have light switches. I already love where that's starting.
Okay, I use my phone and my husband's phone as flashlights all the time for areas where the light source doesn't come, like underneath the bed, the closet.
Okay, all right.
In her defense, I've only read the first few lines of this.
Oh, I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt, but I'm already suspicious.
You're already suspicious. Okay, so you're already suspicious. He lied to her about buying things from me, although he's currently unemployed, and told her that he loved her. Those words, of course, bother me greatly, and he continues to say, it's nothing. He has broken plans with me to play other games with her, and if I ask to join his group of friends to play games with them, he shares inside jokes with her while I am there that I know nothing about. I am trying to decide if this should be a deal breaker, as he refuses to see my side, or that it hurts me to hear him say I love you to somebody else. Because apparently, I love you is just a meaningless phrase to him.
Oh, no.
I thought him and I had been longtime friends, but when him and I were just friends prior to being together, he never said I loved you. How can I approach this subject with him so he actually hears my concerns? Or should I just end things now and cut my losses? Truly yours, confused and hurt.
Okay, I feel like the first thing I need to say is, should I just end things here and cut my losses with your partner of 20 years?
Well, it sounds like it was a little longer than 20 years because he said beforehand when we were just friends.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's my assumption, but it could have been 20 years of friends and then to more and then to even more.
Yeah, now I don't want to sunk cost fallacy this, but 20 years is a lot to throw away over something. So I feel like you want to be very confident that you are actually...
I mean, a conversation Surely.
Yeah, if this is the hill you want to die on, it's a real tall hill. We might call it a mountain.
Oh my god, Mom. But like my problem with is she's not only like taking interest in his things, like wanting to game with him. Why would he like purposely make her feel excluded while doing so? I do a lot that I don't like to do that my husband loves to do, and he never makes me feel excluded.
Right, I 100% agree with you. In a successful relationship, if your partner is willing to put in the effort to try the things you like, you better damn well make them feel good about it, right? Like that's the dream, right? Is having a partner that you do things with and they're excited to do the things that you're passionate about.
All right, now let's go on to what Amy thinks.
Okay,
because Amy's a freaking hoot.
All right,
honestly.
yes, yeah, let's see.
Right. Dear Confused, at the risk of being obnoxious and quite obvious, I wonder if quote-unquote playing spaceships is the best use of your unemployed husband's time.
Ooh.
Oh, she's coming hard.
Yeah.
I don't think his online friendship is necessarily a deal breaker for your impressively long relationship with a toddler. Oh. But it might be one more symptom of a larger problem between you two. If your guy is depressed and floundering, he is vulnerable and looking for other ports in his personal storm. Which I don't understand what she's saying there, but okay, Amy, go off.
I think it's from the phrase "any port in a storm," right?
I don't know that phrase.
So the phrase "any port in a storm" is a reference to when it is raining, you don't care where you parking, you just need to get your ship out of the storm. So any port in a storm means I don't care if this is a pirate cove, we are parking here because it's better than being caught in a storm, right?
I don't know, pirates are pretty bad.
Pirates are pretty bad, and the phrase is most commonly used in reference to people who kind of have the "I'm lonely, so I will." So it's the idea that I'm lonely, so I will fuck whoever, or I will become intimate with whoever, or I will do this thing with whoever because I just need someone in any port in a storm, right? I'm in enough distress that I will do the thing with whoever.
That makes more sense because I was just like, I didn't realize he was a sailor. I thought he was unemployed. I was very confused.
Yeah, it's hard to be on a ship and not have a job.
Yeah. Okay, so she goes on to say, this is about being too immature or self-involved to recognize how his behaviors hurt his partner's feelings. You've staked your position, but if your relationship is to survive, you should both regroup and discuss ways to come together. Or find a grown man.
Oh, the savage. This is some sick burn. I think we've established what her opinions are on people who play video games.
I don't know if it's the video games or the unemployment thing that's getting to her.
I mean, I don't know. It sounds to me, this is just the tone that I am interpreting out of this, that even if he were employed, if he spent some of his free time playing video games with a friend...
You mean quote-unquote spaceships?
Plane spaceships. Yeah, sorry, plane spaceships. That she would consider him a child. Which I strongly disagree with.
Well, I mean, I do too. I do that for a living.
Right. Yeah, we're the wrong crowd to be able to back that sentiment. I do back the sentiment that he is acting immaturely and is not communicating correctly.
I thought that her response was golden, which is mostly why I wanted to share this with you.
Oh yeah, the burns are savage. It's brutal.
Amy's always savage. Like, the Ask Caroline articles are usually like very nice and sisterly and loving. You come to Amy and this bitch slays. She slays.
It's that very enabling friend where you come to with your drama and they just hype up and yes man it, like, yeah, fuck that guy. Like, yeah, he's gonna burn. You know, it's very I'm on your side regardless of the situation kind of thing.
I need a friend like that.
Oh, we all do, right? We all need that friend.
Okay, well, maybe this podcast could be everybody's friend.
Yeah. Well, we're going to change the tone of the podcast, episode 1, to be, come with us to your problems and we will hype you.
Regardless.
Yes.
Yeah, so I thought that was like a good way to set off the tone for what things are going to be. Speaking of this podcast, so going forward, we're going to be bringing up asking articles like this, Ask Amy, Ask Caroline, Miss Manners, and all the like, and so much great Reddit content, and whatever other random pop culture thing that we find interesting and entertaining.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There's also an accompanying YouTube channel, so if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to that. It'll be linked down below. I haven't actually talked to Ryan about it, and so he's like looking at me nervous.
I'm like, oh, am I going to be on the camera soon? That's
if you
exciting.
Would like to. I mean, you have such a beautiful face.
I don't know. I need a haircut. Yeah, okay.
Oh, I have scissors. Let's go.
No, that's for after this.
That's for
after
okay.
recording, I'm going to get a haircut.
Well, he'll be extra beautiful for you.
Oh yeah, sparkling. I will have glitter on my face. I don't know why I said that. Now it's going to happen. I can't get out of it.
Now it's makeup too. Now it's not just a haircut. It's makeup.
It can't be on camera with a little bit of makeup. I did stage. I know what that's about.
Okay, good. Yeah, so our recording schedule is going to go back to usual. So look out for new episodes every single Wednesday until we decide that we need a break.
Yeah, that won't happen. That's fine.
No,
we're troopers.
We're slaves to the microphone.
I'm a new slave. The chains are fresh, but
yeah, I mean, you look so shiny. At that, thank you so much for listening. Be sure to follow us on all our social medias. Everything is linked in the description of this podcast, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Goodbye.
Connect with us. Follow us on social media: Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram at Cringe With Me. Everything is linked in the description of this podcast. Cringe With Me podcast is a production of Pull Up the Chair Foundation. All opinions in this podcast belong to the host and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Pull Up a Chair podcast network.
I never wanna get used to the sound you whispering in my ear.
Hello, I am Patrick.
And I'm Andrew. And I'm Christian.
And I'm Allie.
And we are Rad Theater, a podcast where a bunch of friends play role-playing games and share a single brain cell, and the GM doesn't always have it. Oh, and it's theater spelled the correct way, Theatre.